Before every treasure lies a journey, and before every journey, a dream. This is the story of a shepherd boy named Santiago, who dared to follow his heart across deserts, omens, and silence, all in search of something greater than gold. But what he found was far more powerful. Take a breath, settle in, and let's begin. The boy's name was Santiago. As dusk fell, he arrived at the ruins of an old church, where a sycamore tree had grown through the broken roof, reaching for the sky like a quiet promise. There, among his sheep, he chose to rest, a book beneath his head, the stars above, and a dream that always ended too soon. He had wandered these fields for years, his life bound to the rhythm of his flock, waking when they stirred, sleeping when they did. He spoke to them like friends, read them stories, shared his silence and his secrets. But lately, his thoughts were elsewhere. With a girl in a distant village, the merchant's daughter, and the reason his heart now beat faster with every step. He didn't know it yet, but this night, under that tree, was the beginning of a journey that would change everything. "I need to sell some wool," the boy said. The shop was busy, so he waited, a shepherd on stone steps, a book in his hand. "I didn't know shepherds could read," said a girl's voice behind him. She had flowing black hair and eyes that carried the history of Andalusia. For 2 hours they talked of sheep and villages, of stories and dreams. She was the merchant's daughter. He was a boy who had seen the world from the hills. And as they spoke, he wished the day would never end, that her father would never come, that maybe he could stay. He didn't know what it was exactly, only that her smile made him want to stop wandering. But the merchant returned. The boy sheared his sheep, took his coin, and walked away with something far more lasting. It was only 4 days until he'd see her again, the girl with the raven hair. He was excited and uneasy. Maybe she had forgotten him. Lots of shepherds passed through. Lots of stories came and went. "It doesn't matter," he told his sheep. "There are other girls in other places." But in his heart, he knew it did. Shepherds, like sailors and traveling men, always find a village where someone makes them question the road. As the sun rose, he walked toward the light, his flock trailing behind, trusting him without question. They never had to choose. Their lives were simple: food, water, and trust. And in return, they gave him their wool, their company, and their quiet faith. But what if he betrayed them? Would they even know? Or had they followed him so long they'd forgotten how to choose for themselves? Maybe the old church was haunted, stirring strange dreams and stranger thoughts. He sipped the last of his wine, pulled his jacket close, the same jacket that shielded him from cold and now burdened him in the sun. But he was grateful for warmth, for the weight, for the lessons in every burden. The boy had a purpose. He was born to travel, to wander the lands of Andalusia, to carry stories and seek meaning. He once studied to be a priest. Latin, theology. His parents had dreamed of pride, of tradition, but he had dreamed of the world. And one day, he told his father, "I want to see what lies beyond." "People from all over the world come here, son," his father said. "They're always searching for something new. But when they leave, they're the same as when they arrived. They climb our hills to see the castle and leave thinking the past was better than the present. But I want to see the castles in their towns," the boy replied. "They say they'd live here forever if they could," his father continued. "But it's only the wealthy who travel. Among us, only the shepherds go anywhere." "Then I'll be a shepherd." His father said no more. The next morning, he handed his son a small pouch, and in it 3 ancient Spanish gold coins. "I found these in the fields," he said. "They were meant for your inheritance, but now they'll buy your flock. Take to the fields, and someday you'll learn that our land is the finest of all, and our women the most beautiful." The boy saw it in his father's eyes, that buried dream, still alive beneath the years of sacrifice, a longing to see the world that never got its chance. So he gave the boy his blessing, not just with words, but with a quiet hope that the son might live the life the father once dreamed of. The horizon blushed red, and the sun rose. Santiago thought of his father and smiled. He had seen castles, met women, and though none compared to the one he was walking toward, he knew one thing for sure. Every day he was living his dream. He had a jacket, a book, a flock of sheep, but most of all, he had freedom. If the hills grew dull, he could sell his flock and go to sea. If the sea grew silent, there would be other cities, other chances to be happy. He hadn't found God in the seminary, but he had found meaning in motion. He had passed that old church many times, but never noticed it before. The world was endless if he only let his sheep choose the road. They walked new paths every day, but never noticed. Just food, just water. Maybe we're all like that, he thought. Still, he hadn't thought of any other girl since meeting the merchant's daughter. And as he walked, he began to prepare a thicker book, a refill of wine, a shave, a haircut. Just in case another shepherd had arrived first. But even that thought made him smile. Because it's the possibility of a dream coming true that makes life worth living. And somewhere ahead, in Tarifa, an old woman was waiting to tell him what his dreams meant.